Yeah, hello. Hi everyone. It's Hitesh here. So welcome to day 14 of this series, macro and the VBA automation. Right. So till now we have covered so many concepts. Right. We have seen the programming examples, VBA programming examples. Then we have seen how we can work with the ranges. Right. We have also seen how we can handle the errors and how we can exterminate the bugs. Right. So many different concepts we have seen till now. Now, first season has been get ended on the VBN macros. We're going to start with the second season where we're going to start with some intermediate and advanced topics. Okay, so the today's topic will be the dialog boxes. Okay, whatever the simple dialog boxes are available, that all the things we're going to see. Now, if you see, if I'll talk about, actually you can't use the Excel very long. Okay, without being exposed to the dialog boxes, and they seem to be more, you can say, pop up all the time, because if you see Excel, like most Windows program, we use the dialog boxes only to obtain the information, okay, to clarify the commands or to display the some messages. Now if you develop some macros, VBA macros, and you can create your own dialog boxes that work just like a use the built-in Excels, right? And some of the custom dialog boxes are called as the user form, okay, which we will going to discuss in later sections of this series, okay, which is a very important concept of the macros and VBA automations. So what we will going to do, we are not creating now a user form, right? So we are opting for just alternative to the user forms. Some of the VBA macros you create which behaves every time you execute particular boxes or some particular macros. For example, you may develop some macro which enter a list of your employees, right, into the worksheet range. So the macro which you're going to create, okay, will always produces the same result and requires no additional user input, right? And you might can develop the other macros too, like however that behave differently under the various circumstances or that offer the users options, right? So in such cases what happens, your macro may actually benefit from a custom dialog boxes. How? Because it provides a simple means of for getting that particular information from the user, and your macro also then uses that information in order to determine what it should do, right? So VBA actually lets you enable or display the several types of dialog boxes that you can sometimes use in place of the user forms. And some of the dialog boxes we have seen, like the message box functions, right? Input box, how we can take the input from the user and how we can display the output through the message box, right? So some of the other extra boxes functions and other functions we're going to see along with the message box, then this input box function, then get open file name method, then get save as file name method, file dialog method, right? So these are the some particular methods and functions we're going to see it when we are starting with a message box function. Okay, you're already familiar about this particular function, right? Because we have used so many times till now. Now if you'll see, when a function calls, okay, when you recall of some function, it returns some values, right? So in case of this message box function, it's kind of a dialog box, right, to get the some value and with returns, and you keep reading to see exactly how it going to works. Now everyone, I hope having the Excel with you, just open the Excel and I'll show you the example of some message box functions. Okay, so I hope you all having the Excel where you can write your VBA code, right? We're going to design one particular procedure or one program, VBA program, where it's kind of a very simple program. Okay, we're going to check that we have to simply show a message to the user and to get a response from the users also too. Suppose let's open Alt plus F11, that is your VBA editor. Okay, this is your chart one, right? Can you see the chart one has been created? We don't want chart one actually, because we have created our chart one here. So let's delete this. Right, now in the sheet 1, Alt plus F11, you can see sheet 2 of sheet 1. Now go to VBA code, right? Now what we will do, let's create one simple message box function, right? Message box demo I'm taking, and in this demo what I'm inserting, I'm writing like if user click OK, okay, so it will begin the printing. Like how, suppose I'm writing message box, and inside this I'm writing click OK to begin printing, right? If I want to do some kind of a printing, so I'm writing click OK to begin printing, and here I'll write sheet 1, yeah, sheet 1 dot print out, right? Suppose I wanted to print this particular sheet, and I'm writing this functions. Now if I'll run this, what you can see, click OK to begin printing. When you're going to click OK, ready to click the means, so whenever you have a printer with you, associated with you, this particular function will going to print out that particular sheet for you. Okay, now what I'll do, I'm going to take some answers or some response from the user. Okay, let's suppose get response. Okay, and in this what I'm going to write, suppose let's create a one particular variable, answer as integer, and I'm storing answer equal to message box. In this I'm writing start printing, right? I write start printing, great, and I'm writing one VBA yes no function. Okay, and inside this I'm going to write select case answer, and we are selecting the case VB yes, right, and active sheet dot print out, and I'm writing case, let's write one more case, that is VB no, I guess, right, VB no. In this I'm writing message box that printing cancel, right? I'm writing this one. So this particular thing I'm written, this procedure where and select. Now let's see. Right. Now what I'm going to do, just run this. You can see start printing. When you do the yes, it will going to start the printing, and if no, the printing get cancelled. How you can see now, see no, printing cancel, right? So in this way your particular message box work. Okay, you can also optimize this particular code. How? By you're not going to declare suppose this answer variable. Okay, there's no need to declare this answer variable. You can directly take if else functions, right? If else particular statements you can use, and you can directly print this particular printing message, right? Now if you are printing, so you should show the message like yeah, it's getting printed, or else if you are saying no, if you are clicking no, then printing get cancelled. Okay, so this is a one particular task for you. You don't have to use this answer variable. Without any answer variable, you have to create this particular response procedure. So you can take a get response to, you can do it. Okay, suppose I'll write here get response to. In this you have to write the procedure. Okay, now coming to the customizations. Okay, what are the customizations we can do? One of the customizations we have seen that the VB yes no, right? VB yes no function. Now this VB yes no attribute, how actually the flexibility of these buttons, if you see, it takes some easy to customize your message box, because you can choose which buttons you want to display, and you want to determine whether an icon should appear or not, and you have to decide whether that which button is the default button. If the default button actually is if you click that, the user presses and enter, right? So it going to be remain a default one. Like some of the attributes of the message box function, like VBA OK only, then VBA OK cancel, VBA yes no, we have seen VBA retry cancel, and VBA critical and question. So many types of attributes has been given to us. One of the what we're going to do, we're going to combine some attributes like VBS or VB questions or defaults. Some attributes we're going to combine, and we're gonna check that how if my particular monthly report has been get presented or anything get presented or not. So what I'll do, I'll going to create a one particular sub. Here I'll going to write get answer, and this answer I'm taking suppose dim config as integer. Okay, and one more dim I'm taking answer as integer. Okay, answer as integer. Let's check the spelling mistake, guys. Little bit spelling mistake we're going to cause the error. Now config equal to VB yes no plus VB question plus VB default button. Okay, VB default button. Now in answer variable, what we're going to take? We're going to take one message box, and this message box I'm printing process the monthly report. Okay, suppose this process I want to do. Process the monthly report and config. Okay, now if your answer is VBS, then I'm printing that message box. I'll write here your report is ready. Okay, so I'm going to write this one. Now let's say, let's run this. Yeah, let's end our if, and if, right, and now let's run this. You can say process the monthly report. If you say no, it means that it has been cancelled, right? Now let me write if you have written, so else what I'm going to write, message box your report is not ready, right? I'm writing, right, your report is not ready, right? Your report is not ready. Great. Now let's print this. File so no, your report is not ready, right? Now if I'll print yes, that your report is ready, right? So in this way you can use the different attributes. See, in config method, in config variable, I've used the VBS and VB question and VB default button to attributes, right? So you can use these attributes with your own name. Like suppose you wanted to use these attributes or different attributes with this function, message function, so you can do it easily. Okay, suppose let's create a one demonstration I'll give to you. I'm creating one get answer 2. Okay, in this what I'm going to do, let's create a dim mess as string. Okay, then title as a string. Okay, these two particular thing I'm going to create as a string. Dim config, okay, config as integer. Great. And let's see whether answer as integer also we can create. Yeah, we can create it, answer as integer. Let's give a comma, otherwise it will consider as a one variable. Okay, so we have created our 4 variables. Now in this message which I'm adding message, I'll write do you want to process the monthly report, right? I'm taking little bit higher on this level, monthly report. Okay, so it's asking the question, do you want to process the monthly report or not, right? Question I'm asking, and I'm also asking like message ampersand VB new line, okay, and VB new line. Let me write yeah, done. Now message again, message you will write message, give the space ampersand, and write processing the monthly report. Okay, monthly report. Got it. Now again one message, again I'm setting message ampersand tape approximately 15 minutes. 15 minutes. I'll show to you what's happening. And message equal to message ambassador will it will generate a 30-page report or 30-page report. Okay, it will generate the 30-page report for, again in message equal to message ambassador will all the sales offices for the current, right? So this particular macro we have been created. Now in last message, what are we going to do? Message ambassador month. Okay, so we have done. Now we're going to see the title now. Title which we have created. Inside this I'm going to write, suppose Coachx, okay, marketing company or educating company, IT company, any company you can write. Coachx IT company I've written. Now here I'll write config equal to like VB yes no plus VB question attribute. These two attributes I have been satisfied, right? Now in answer what I'll write, message box message config and title. Okay, these things we have written in answer variable. Now if I write if my answer is equal to VBS, then your report has been generated. Okay, else for message box, else submit your report before your next deadline. Okay, what? So this particular procedure we have been created. Now what we will do, you can see this particular procedure which I have created, it demonstrates that how efficiently or how efficient way to specify any longer message in a message box. Okay, and I use a variable called as this msg, a message, and the concatenation operator ampersand I have used. Ampersand has used as a concatenation operator to build a message in a very series of statements. You can say series. Do you want the monthly report, this and all that? Okay, then again VB new line, processing the monthly report will take approximately 15 minutes. It will generate 30-page report for all sales officers for the current month, right? So different types of I have taken in a series of statements I have taken in a with the help of the concatenation operator. And this VB new line constant insert a line break actually, right? It insert a line break character that starts a new line. Okay, I used it twice because to insert a blank line also I wanted to use. So I also use this particular, you can say a little argument to display some different title in the message box also, right, by using Coachx IT company. Now let's run this. Yeah, definitely we have forgot about it. Yeah, forget about it. Now let's run. Do you want to process monthly report? Processing the monthly report will take approximately 15 minutes. It will generate a 30-page report of all the sales officers for the current month. You can see this we have written. We can able to print the message, and we have seen that we have print so many messages, right? You can see question mark. I've used the, you can see question mark. So I've used the VB question as well as VB yes or no function. So VB question is printing this question, and VB yes no is giving these two options. If I write yes, so your report has been generated, and if I write no, submit your report before your next deadline, right? So in this way a particular message box function works, okay, with a different attributes like VBA questions, VBA yes no, and all that, right? Now we will see the input box functions, how the VBA input box function is useful for obtaining a very single piece of information which is typed by the users, right? And the information can be a value, a text, a string, even a range, address, anything. So this is actually a good particular alternative to develop a user form when you need to go with only one value, right? There is no need to create a user form for the one value. You can take the input box function, right? So let's start with the input box. If I'll write, suppose let's take some procedure like here, sub input box, sorry, yeah, sub input box function, right? Sub input box function I'm taking, and this suppose the name variable I have taken, and input box I want to write, and I'll write what's your name, right? What's your name, right? And greetings. Okay. Now let's run this. You can see what's your name. If I'll write Hitesh, it will then see. Got it? So this is just a input function, right? And when you execute this VBA statement, it will display the dialog boxes we have seen, right? And we have seen how this dialog boxes works. Now what happened? I have written this greetings, right? Now after that greetings, I'm writing application dot username or dot username. If I'll run this, you can see it's automatically given this username. Hitesha is my username. If you do okay, see automatically I haven't write anything. You can see automatically it have given to me. I haven't write anything. I haven't write. So application dot username giving the name of my particular applications and from which your application has been get registered, right? Now we can also use this particular input box. Suppose you wanted to add the sheets. Okay, let's create a one particular procedure where you wanted to add the sheets. Here also you can add the sheet. Can you see in this object explorer in VBA, this object explorer? Here also you can add the sheet. For that we're going to write a one procedure, and in this Excel also you can able to add the sheets here. Okay, like in this way. So when a user is clicking on this particular event and how this event is getting occurred and adding in multiple sheets, but what you have to do in this, here we have to do in this way, right? In this way it is little bit typical. See, not a typical means you can directly use it, but what if I'll write around 5, right? I'll take an input from the user, how many sheets you want to insert, and the user is just inserting, suppose writing the 10, so it gets automatically added the 10 sheets. Okay, this particular procedure which we will going to create, it will automatically add the 10 sheets, right? And when it is adding the 10 sheets, okay, and it's also adding in the specific this editor also. Now let's create, I'll create a one particular procedure for it, no worries. Now let's create, I hope you all can see my screen. So let's create some add sheet procedure we am taking. Okay, and this, let's create dim prompt as string dim, let me take this particular capital P, let's follow some naming convention, caption as string dim, value as integer, dim some sheets as a string. Okay, prompt equal to, I'll write how many sheets do you want to add, right? Do you want to add, how many sheets do you want to add? I'll write this one, how many sheets do you want to add, and in caption I'll write tell me how many sheets do you want to add. Okay, in define value I'm writing suppose equal to 1, that is a default value, and in num sheets I'm taking suppose input box, right? I'm taking input box, and this input box suppose I'm taking prompt, then caption, right? And then this default value. Okay, this default value. I guess we have missed something. Okay, let me right. If my num sheets equal to, if my num sheets equal to, okay, if my num sheets equal to blank, then exit and sub cancel. I'm writing sub cancel, right? Great. Now if my is numeric, and in num sheets, if my num sheets is numeric, then what I'll do, if num sheets is greater than 0, then I'm going to add the sheet that add count, and count I'm going to add as num sheets. Okay, if this is not working, so we have a method that is else. You can print message box invalid number if user have inserted invalid number, right? For that also we have been ready, and we can end if the function. Great. So this particular procedure we have been created. Now let's see whether my particular procedure works or not. Now you can see default value is 1. If I'm doing okay, so you can see it has added the 1. You can see, so sheet 10, sheet 9, it's saying sheet 10, sheet 9 because I've already added the so many sheets, like 8 sheets, right, till then, and then I've deleted that particular sheet, so it's showing me 10. Now if I'll take user from the enter, like I'm adding 5 sheets. Okay, I'm taking user from it, so it has been added sheet 1. Now if I write 5, you can see sheet 11, 12, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and I'll go to Excel, see the same name, 5 sheets has been get added, right? You can easily see 5 sheets has been get added, right? Okay, if I'll come here again, you have this particular sheets. So in this way you can create a input box, right? You have seen the how that input box works, right? So these are also different types of input box can be arranged, right? If you want to select a different specific range, or suppose you wanted to select the range from the sheet or from the Excel, and using the range selection methods, so you can create a input box for that also, like sub get range. I'm taking some procedure, and suppose a dim range I'm taking as range, and on error we're going to use the on error functions, because there's a chances that we can encounter some kind of an error, and I'm setting range equal to application dot input box, application dot input box I'm taking, and in that input box suppose I'm taking prompt equal to, suppose specify a range. Okay, specify a range, may give the spelling guys, spelling mistake, specify a range, and let's give suppose a range type equal to 8. Okay, for the time being type equal to 8. Okay, I know this has been there. Type equal to 8. If my range is nothing, then we can exit. Okay, if nothing, no range is given, then we can exit, and we can exit like sub. Okay, the is done. So many mistakes, error. Now message box, here you are writing you selected range. Okay. Should display this particular message, and ambassador range dot addresses. Okay, so this particular procedure we have created. Now let's run this. You can see specify the range, right? Now go to here and specify the range. You can see you can able to see the ranges from here also, right? And you have selected this particular range, right? Or else you can select your own range if you want. How? Go here and write from C23 to E24, like in this way, and you have to give the, you can see, right, whatever the ranges you are selecting, right, and whatever things you are selecting, you can able to see that here, right? So this is the range particular function box. Okay, so we have seen today the message box and the input box functions. Okay, in deeply how the message box functions and input box functions works properly, right? And we have seen the different procedures, how we created the different procedures for different events. So tomorrow we will see how we can use the different like get, open, file name methods, and the get, open, save methods. This all the things we're gonna see it. Okay, so for today I guess we should call it a day now, right? And you know that if you wanted to learn this how the VBA and the macro helps in data analysis and data science, okay, and or else you wanted to know about the detailed part of data analytics and data science, okay, so you can connect to the Coachx.Live. Definitely they're going to guide you at the very best level. So till then, bye everyone, bye bye, take care, see you tomorrow.